Hey guys, Clumsy here and welcome back to ATS. Look what I found. Kenworth trucks waiting to be towed, waiting to be hauled to Oakland. So I think with the recent patch in Open Beta 1.35, I think they made these kind of jobs a lot more. If you go to the freight market and search for Kenworth, you have to be in 1.35, right? And you'll see a lot of them. Everything is going to Oakland, everything is urgent, but they're coming from different states. There's one in Nevada, Arizona, Oregon, and New Mexico. One each state, one for each Kenworth dealer, looks like. So I've picked the one which is the shortest, and yeah, let's try to haul it because I've heard interesting things about it. This is an articulated trailer, and it's like truck-ception here. I'm not even sure how that turns. Even if you look at that thing that connects to the fifth wheel, quite interesting mechanism. Haven't seen anything like this before. Anyway, let's go and feel it out and I'll chat along the way. Beautiful Kenworth truck hauling beautiful Kenworth trucks at the back. This is the Kenworth T800 from Dimitri. I am thankful that it actually works with 1.35 without much issue. So let me turn it off so you just so for everyone to see the animations. Yeah, moving GPS, rear camera, those are all part of Dimitri's T800. And the beautiful engine sounds. Are we good to go? Yes, we are. Now this thing I'm hauling is 26 tons of Kenworth trucks. So I'm a bit scared, to be honest. I don't think it's a yeah, it's not a special transport, so we're on our own here, no escorts whatsoever. We'll do our best. But let me try and check out how the thing turns in the first place. Goodness. That is interesting, isn't it? I must say though, my truck looks a lot cooler than these trucks I'm hauling. Now once we turn, how do these things turn with us? So these are actually all articulated on their own. I think each truck has its own kind of pivot point. It seems like it. But how does that work? One sec, let's go to free cam. Because I'm really interested in seeing how that is connected to each other. And yes, I know it's an urgent delivery, but for science, right? So these things, okay, yeah, this one is more clear, yeah. That circular thing is connected to the fifth wheel, and we have the trailer cables. And this one connects to the thing below. And how does it pivot though? How does it lock? So it looks like it locks on the axle? Really sure. Yeah, this one. Ah, so yeah, this is also connected to the fifth wheel of the truck. Yeah, so that's how it can turn. So there's probably a pivot point there. Same thing here. That orange thing is connected to the fifth wheel of this other truck. So that is allowing it to turn as well. That is actually very smart. Very, very smart. And this one, I guess, is the same thing. Well, maybe this one is not. Maybe this one is not turning, but the one that's turning is this one. So that kind of makes sense. So each of these guys are turning based on the fifth wheel position of each of the trucks in front of them. At least that's the theory. But that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? First time I've seen that kind of mechanism. Because I'm not sure if in ATS there's such a thing. No, maybe not. But in ATS 2, I remember hauling trucks. Scania trucks, Volvo trucks. But nothing like this. This contraption right here. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's see how to turn. Let me go to external view again. Let's see how this thing turns. Yeah. That fifth wheel surely turns, and each of those trucks have their own axis. Talk about articulated trailers, huh? This is That guy. This is truck-ception through and through. Love it. Doesn't feel as heavy as well. I guess we have the trucks behind to thank for that. So it's actually interesting because there's no trailer. They're just like connecting points, connecting each of the trucks. And the tires at each of the trucks are actually working as the trailer tires. You see this truck at the back? Its drive axle is actually turning. My goodness. That's some pretty smart design right there. Very economical. You don't need a separate trailer. If you're moving trucks, why not move the actual trucks? Just connect them somehow. Just like that. Oh, look at that. There's even a plane there. Beautiful. Is that a KLM? Kinda looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway, focus. Alright, let's go and haul this thing. But this is pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm expecting once Washington DLC hits, we'll get a lot more of these. But it's nice that we have these jobs even for outside Washington. So this is like, yeah, this is part of the free update, 1.35. Oh, look at that. There's an expected event on your route. Manual adjustment of your navigation is strongly recommended. So there is actually a detour. First time I got that message, I even was a bit afraid that it was not working anymore. But I think that one is blocked. So looks like we will have to do some form of rerouting. Let's see what the traffic does. Will they just be stopping? Or will they disappear or something? What will these guys do? They're just going through the detour, looks like. Yeah, they're just going through. Okay, so maybe that's part of open beta. I don't think that's how it should be, right? I don't think that's what they should be doing. Alright, there we go. GPS has adjusted. That's pretty cool though. A supposedly straightforward route has become even more interesting. Alright, let me zoom out on the map a bit. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we have an updated routing now, and I see a gas station up ahead. So we'll also make most of that because I just noticed my fuel is not in a very good place. Alright, so it's not a huge detour. Good thing there's an exit here. And yes, I do have, in case that wasn't clear, I do have mods enabled in this profile. This is the same profile I used in the stream last time. And I'm loving it. Natural Lux works. Thanks again to Kirill for the amazing cabin accessories. You see here, the CG hanging icon, the toy, hanging toy, the mugs, the Natural Lux mug. All these are from Natural Lux, which is still in closed beta, but hopefully one step closer to release, because DirectX 11 is knocking on our doors. Not yet sure what Kirill's plan is, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh my goodness, it's raining. Okay, fine. Also, that's one thing that is going to change. All modded trucks will have to adjust, because in 1.35, if you guys remember, SCS added a wiper setting, right? 3 wiper settings now, intermittent, low, and high. But they also changed some parameters. That's pretty close. So if that was a close call. So if you have a modded truck, the truck has to be changed. The definition files have to be changed so that it is compatible with the new settings, the new wiper settings. And if it's not compatible, then this is the result. There's only 2 settings, off and high. Yeah, so in the meantime, if you're using old trucks from 1.34 or older, they will only have 2 settings, most probably. Look at that, how those trucks behind us just follow along. That is so cool. That is amazing. I'm loving it. And yeah, that rear mirror is that rear cam is also helping a lot with the scenery, isn't it? Adds a lot of novelty to it. I love it. Also, I know a lot of people are looking for ETS2, more ETS2 videos. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm just a bit frustrated because there's an unknown issue with EVR sounds. There is no explanation for it, why it happens, but it just happens. You might have heard something about it, but the game crashes with EVR sounds. And even if it's the only mod that is enabled, I tested it out, it crashes when you have 1.35 and DirectX 11 set up. Oh my goodness, I'm a bit scared about this. So what I'll do is I'll actually do something that is not very friendly for the folks behind us. I'm going to leave my trailer here because I don't think I'll fit in there. So you guys will just have to wait a while, okay? Don't worry, I'll be back. Just wait for me to get fueled up here. Yeah, imagine if I try to move that in here. That will be disaster. Just one sec, guys. I'll be right with you. And they look so patient. They're not even honking. Nice people, these guys. Also, I'm not really sure, but I think Sound Fixes has been updated already by the time I'm recording this. Sound Fixes might be part of this this video I'm recording now, with the improvements to the sound effects and all that stuff, and it should be compatible with the 1.35 now, I think. Okay, turn that on. Good. Alright. Really loving that CG hanging toy there. That's been one of my most requested accessories. I've been waiting a long time for someone to make that, so thanks a lot, Kirill. And once Natural Lux is released, you guys will have access to it as well, right? But yeah, I don't have news yet about the release date because it's not yet sure. You know, remember I told you guys, Kirill said release date will be 1 month after DirectX 11. The thing is, when is the release of DirectX 11? Because 1.35 does have DirectX 11, but it's not yet a full implementation. So yeah, it's still an optional thing. Like, it's something that is not enabled by default. You have to enable it on your own, and most likely only the hardcore guys will be doing that. So the question is, does that qualify as DirectX 11 release? Okay, that's a bit troublesome. There we go. Bit fidgety. Connect that. Cables are connected again. Let's go inside and let's not keep these people waiting anymore. I feel bad for them. Sorry guys, but thank you. But yeah, you can really definitely feel the smoothness of DirectX 11 here. So I have 400% scaling. I set the reflections, how do you say, the mirror distance back to medium though, because Ultra is just eating up too much. Even DirectX 11 cannot help with that. And also I turned off MLAA, the anti-aliasing, in-game anti-aliasing, because it's not really practical. It doesn't have any visible changes in the graphics, but it eats up a lot of resources. And if you go and watch the stream from last Friday, we checked it out. We did a bit of troubleshooting, and yeah, frame rates really shot up, boosted up when we disabled MLAA. So that's something that we will definitely not be enabling anytime soon. Yeah, I had that disabled the entire time, but I just tried it for DirectX 11's sake, just to check out the capabilities of DX11. So yeah, it's not going to make your system miraculously perform 60 frames every time, but it is going to give a huge performance boost in general. Now, as always, your mileage may vary. It will depend on your system, your operating system, your hardware equipment and all that stuff, but in general, that's been the consensus. That's been the feedback from most of the guys. So let me know how it works if you try it out, okay? But man, yeah, these trailers are not bad. They're pretty cool to haul, but they're not very, how do you say, they're kind of obedient in a way. Those fifth wheels, those articulating points are very smartly designed because it just follows me wherever I go. I have to do like minimal adjustment for them. Like I think one of the heavy haul trailers, that black one with the asphalt miller, if you guys remember that one, I think that is even more challenging to haul than this one. These guys are very nicely modeled and designed. Love it. Alright, let's slow down here. Well, we're in California, 55 mile speed limit for trucks, so there's not much speed we can gather. That's fine. But I like that small detour there. That added a bit of flavor in it, right? It could add from like 10 minutes to 2 hours depending on where that detour hits. The only thing is the traffic seems to not acknowledge the detours just yet. I remember they used to respect it, but I'm not so sure. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe that thing has still to be is still in progress of being modeled in, because detours are not new in 1.35. Detours have been part of what, 1.32 or even older. It's way back in ATS at least. And the only thing that's new in 1.35 is the prompt, the pop-up that we got, that message that the detour is coming and the manual GPS adjustment is recommended. That's the only new thing. So maybe there is a bug with the logic of the AI, that it does not yet respect the detours. We'll have to wait what SCS does with that. Nonetheless, it's pretty cool. Okay, what is this? The road is, I think, really just turning. Yeah, crisscrossing with the other side. Steep grades, oh my goodness, yeah. I remember this road. This is one of the famous roads, I think. Yes, there's even a, yeah, this one. What do you call it? Runaway truck lane? Something like that, I remember. And looks like I will have to shift down, because the steeps, the grades are getting steeper. The steeps are getting greater. Oops. 7th gear. There you go. I'm trying to hear the new switches, if those are from sound fixes, maybe. They might be, actually. I like them. There we go. Look at that CG icon. Perfect, isn't it? Now it's going to be harder for people to get the videos. It will be trademarked through and through. Steep grades ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Downhill we can manage. We have a retarder. Even though this is 26 tons, I think we can manage. So there should be a kind of runaway truck lane in here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that one. Trucks use low gear. No, that one. Yeah, runaway truck ramp, which is what you do when you lose your brakes. You go there because that one is leading to a ramp uphill to allow you to slow down naturally, even if you don't have brakes. I tried that before here, and it's quite interesting actually. That one, see? So that one goes up and then reaches a dead end, and there are some like barricades there with, I don't know, water tanks or water drums or something. So you'll really slow down even if you don't have brakes. That's actually a very smart contingency plan. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we can shift up now. I was not stepping on the pedal at all. I was just letting gravity take its course. Man, look at that. Look at that view. Little bit of rain, little bit of sunset. Oh, that is beautiful. Goodness. And yeah, this is why I'm so excited for Natural Lux to release. And yes, I will let you guys know as soon as I have some news. Look at that, right? Yeah. Slow down This is just eye candy moment right here. And let me just, maybe we can take a photo here, guys, if you don't mind. I'll just pause the game for a sec, okay? As I always do when we're on top of a bridge, so you must not be surprised by now if you're a long-time viewer of the channel. If you're new, then sorry, this is really one of the momentum breakers. But I mean, I always say, how can you resist when you have a view like that? How can you resist just skipping out on that fully? Like, goodness. When do the trucks end? Okay, there you go. So in theory, I guess you could have like limitless trucks with that kind of connection, right? I would bet someone would mod that in. I'm not sure how it works. If they can just model it in, or like change some definition files, or if it has to be really like a model change. That's pretty interesting, really. Look at this from behind. It looks like a completely different picture. Even has a rainbow. How can you not take a photo, right? How can you not? Right, let's go and take a photo with the rainbow like so. Something like that would sweeten the deal. Just make it a bit wider. There you go. And there you have the winning shot. And then maybe just one last. I know, probably hate me by now, but thank goodness for the fast forward button, huh? Like that. How can you miss out on that view? I surely wouldn't. So yeah, make use of the fast forward button if that's not your thing, but I really cannot resist it, guys, sorry. That's part of the package. That's part of the beauty in truck sim. The pleasure of driving and the sightseeing. It's a two-hit combo. Like, look at that view with the sun rays and everything. How can you resist? And the wipers are actually affecting the sun rays. They're updating the lighting, dynamic lighting for the win. Very, very nice. And yes, you see it. You see the sky from behind there. The bluish, dark color, in contrast with the full-on orange sunset view in front. And somehow in the middle, you can see the transition happening very, very subtly. It's actually very scenic. This must be one of those rare instances. It's raining, it's sunset, it's perfectly orange sky. Yeah, I think we got lucky here, guys. I think we got lucky here. Only thing is, I'm not sure if we'll be lucky enough to not be late. You know me, I'm not the most prompt guy when it comes to deliveries. I think that's because I mostly have mostly have spent too much time enjoying the view. That's why whenever I take any of these urgent deliveries, it's always a disaster. Always late. And yeah, now it's really getting dark. So even the sunset is fading out. And I guess this is the time when to deliver the job. Finish the job, because it's not going to be that scenic anymore, although it is going to be very chill and very relaxed looking. So I guess either way we can find something to be thankful for. Yeah, I like to have that kind of view in general, finding the silver lining and not looking at it as just the silver lining really, but really appreciating what's in front of you. That kind of outlook gives a much better result in terms of happiness, you know, looking at the glass half full instead of half empty, basically. And yes, so even if there are a couple of bugs, incompatibilities, even if I can't use EVR's mods yet and all that kind of stuff, I'm still thankful, because 1.35 is such an amazing patch, such an amazing update with DirectX 11, with all the other features, with this new trailer, with the upcoming Washington DLC. So many things we can be thankful for, and Yeah, even if the texture there is missing and it's acting like a red beacon, you kind of get used to it after a while, and you still have the great CG icon, so yeah, nothing to be complaining about. So many things to be thankful for, rather. So how long till the job finishes, actually? I'm not really sure how far we are away. Wow, 188 miles. I was thinking we were near already. Apparently not. 4 hours ETA, 3 hours 50 here. Oh, dang it, and then we need to stop by the way station even. Okay, fine. All the possible delays will be late, guys. I'm calling it now. You can even see the brake lights there, hitting the engine brake. So you can see the brake lights from the rear cam. Very cool, right? Also, if you're wondering about that sound that played, instead of the super loud beeping sound that you get with normally when you have to stop at the way station, I downloaded Meatball's I forgot, Wing Station Pass mode or something like that. It's in the Steam Workshop. It's also in the mods list, so you can check it out. But that replaces the loud beeping with that sound, which is actually a sound from the LG washing machine. When the LG washing machine finishes, it kind of does that sound. Oh god, few inches short. And now, can't even hold this thing. Low gear, come on, there we go. This is the bane of all truckers. Doing a full stop. 36 tons, kind of heavy. And this is also one of the things that people are really requesting now, because remember they introduced with 1.35 the trailer configurations. Like in the case of, oh my goodness, really that heavy? Yeah, this place is a bit downhill. If I just stay on neutral, I will slide down. Yeah, one of the most requested next features is a proper weighing mechanic. Because right now, that weighing scale never penalizes you. It only gives you a penalty if you skip it. But if you weigh yourself there, you'll never be over. There is no such thing as overweight. When in reality, you have to be weighed per axle, all those regulations, right? And that is what the sliding tandems are for. The recent update with the trailer config allows you to slide your tandems to the front or back, but that's cool, but functionally it doesn't really have a purpose yet in this sim, because that is mostly done, as I learned from you guys, when you're trying to balance the load so that your weight per axle will not be over the limit. But if there is no limit, then there's no point in moving the sliding tandems. Yeah, there's no point in sliding the tandems in the first place. So it's kind of a work in progress, I believe. And I'm hoping it's part of the next succeeding patches that they really implement a proper weigh scale mechanic. So truckers will not only be concerned about hauling the trailers, they will also need to plan it properly and balance the load properly before they even start to go on the road. And that is one major thing that is missing here. The driving experience is full, like this one, but the preparations, that's the thing that's still lacking in my opinion. And that's something that I really, really want to see in the next batches, the next updates. And balancing your load is something that will be very interesting, and I'm sure they can find a way to make that like skip out on it. Like parking, you can skip out the parking if you're not into that thing. But for hardcore guys, for sure you want to park on the hardest spot. And similarly, you want to balance your load the proper way. It's a simulator, so some people want to simulate it to the closest thing possible, and that means including the weighing considerations as well. But yeah, it's kind of a tricky thing. Let me slow down here. This guy is a bit slow. Maybe stick to 50 for now. Even if we are rushing here, safety first. Safety first. Oh, and yes, I remember Jay and Alex pointed something out, something new in 1.35 as well. You might have noticed in the rain, there's no there was before some weird particles in the rain which looked very unnatural. And I think DirectX 11 fixed that. So the lighting got fixed as well, and now it's really properly dark and no white smoke or white particles flying over. It's very natural looking now, and I like it. Sacramento. Where's Oakland, by the way? Before Sacramento, I think. So we'll probably see a sign sooner or later. And yeah, weather is not good. It's been bad the entire trip. Way to go for these trucks. If they were just washed, then too bad for the guy. But yeah, as long as we get there in one piece, I think we should be okay. I think it's time to overtake this guy. If we can manage. Oh man, that's gonna be hard. I can barely accelerate here. Maybe when we get to the downhill. This is the moment that you guys all hate. If you drive in real life, you've probably had an instance like this where two trucks try to overtake each other, and they take like 1 hour to pass each other. Yeah, because their speeds are very close, and they're probably super close to the speed limit already during straight legs like this. And yeah, like that one, I'm just trying to overtake this guy and I can't because he's also traveling at 55. So the guy at our backs, they have no choice but to wait. So maybe what we can do is we can speed up a little, maybe at 56, 57 miles. Just a tad over the speed limit, enough to overtake this guy, but not enough to get a penalty for it. And thanks to one of the, not recent, but one of the updates before, I'm actually cruising. I have cruise control set at 55 miles. But yeah, I can accelerate, and once I let go of the pedal, it automatically turns on the retarder for me if I'm way beyond the speed limit, like right now. Okay, there we go. Stick to 57. And if I, for example, go to 59, let go of the pedal, yeah, it automatically turns on the retarder, so I stick to the set cruise control speeds, basically. Now what I want to do is I want to squeeze in there. If you can let me pass, please. Thank you. He had no choice. It looks like the rain has stopped. And look at that lighting, guys. Is that lighting from the moon? It is. Is that new? I didn't notice the lighting from the moon. The light from the moon actually was pretty visible here. Like here, even if you don't see the moon, you see that white shine there up top. Well, you also see the red thing, but try to ignore that. But yeah, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I like that. Wow. Now that really feels like a proper night with stars, clear skies, and see the full brightness of the moon. Yeah, expects delivery very soon, I know. Yeah, look at that view. Can't really take a photo of it, but the lighting is beautiful. Let's overtake this guy. So the same thing we did to the other guy. It's going to take a bit of effort, but we can manage. We will find a way. Hopefully there is no cop that passes by, because I might get a ticket. But we'll risk it for the sake of getting a chance to be on time. Oh my goodness, that guy's really making me work for it. Come on! Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Just bit by bit, bit by bit. Come on, let me pass, bro. Just a little more. There we are. If you stick close enough to him, he has no choice but to stop after a while. There we go, okay. Santa Cruz, San Francisco, Sacramento. Where's Oakland? Oakland Shippers is where we're going. Let's have a look at let's zoom out the map here. Yeah, it's still, it's pretty close because I remember Oakdale and Oakland are like across each other from the interstate. So we are currently in 5 North. We'll be crossing over to 580, looks like. Alright, there we go, 580 West, San Francisco, left lane. Yeah, there's Oakland. Okay, I see it in the map now. Let's stick to this one. Because this kind of view in the GPS is pretty useful. It tells you you have to switch lanes. And for those who've been asking how I changed that GPS thing, there's a key in the bindings. Just look for it. I always forget what the name is, but it's something related to GPS. GPS zoom or GPS mode, something like that. And once you assign a key for it, you just press that and that will change the zoom, or you can turn off GPS completely using that button as well, like that. That's how I do the no GPS challenge. But yeah, this GPS in particular is part of the Kenworth T800 mode, yeah, along with the rear cam there, which we cannot see anything anymore because it's dark. But you can see the park lights, the subtle red shine, which is very nice, very realistic. Okay, should be close by. It's not so bad, huh? Driving at night is not so bad actually. You get to appreciate more the subtle things in life. You know, it's like I don't know if you guys can relate, but with age, I think you start, the older you get, the less you like sweet stuff, sugary stuff. And before, I remember, because milk tea is a very famous drink here in Singapore and in Asia, Southeast Asia specifically, milk tea is one of the in things. And normally, when you order milk tea, you get asked for the sugar level. And before, we always had 100%. But as the years go by, it goes down to like 75, 50, 25. And now whenever we have milk tea, it's always 0%. So it really just tastes like tea with milk, which is perfect, which is what we want. Because normally, milk tea doesn't really taste like tea at all. If you have it at 100%, it just tastes like juice. And that's marketed as a healthy thing because there's a tea in the word, and there might be a hint of tea there. But it's like sugar in milk normally. But yeah, that's definitely from Sound Fixes. And I have a very bad feeling about this because I forgot and I kind of stopped in the middle of the ramp. Trailer brake. Low gear is definitely what we need, but I'm a bit doubtful. Low gear. We're doing it. Yeah! Okay, thanks to trailer brake and low gear. No thanks to Clumsy stopping in the middle of the ramp. Too much talking. Anyway, so my point that long about the sugar is when it's night like this, you cannot see so much, but you tend to appreciate more the subtle things because when we skipped sugar, when we started taking less sugar, we started appreciating more the flavor, the actual flavor of the food, you know? It's not all about the sweetness. You can taste the bitter, the salty, the subtle flavors in there, especially in coffee. Like when I drink coffee, there is no sugar, no milk. Well, sometimes there's milk. But yeah, in that way, you really get to taste each and every flavor that the beans give out. Somehow similar here. When it's night, you don't get to see the vibrant colors, but you tend to appreciate more and notice more the subtle lighting changes. Yeah, like how bright the moon is actually. Of course, it will never be as bright as the sun, but this actually gives a bit of nice lighting. That's very cool. Here we are, Oakland Shippers, almost there, just a few turns left. Yeah, that was my point mainly. Good. And yes, I love that switch sound. That one, that spring. First time I heard that springing switch indicator sound is from EVR, and I absolutely loved it. Now Soundfixes is also doing something similar in its own way, and that is just amazing because Soundfixes mod is applicable for most of the other trucks. Like EVR sounds, they're only applicable for the actual trucks that he models them for. Like if the sound is for the Volvo FH, then those beautiful indicator sounds will only be for the Volvo FH. Drive Safely with the Soundfixes mod is changing the common sound, so it doesn't matter which truck you have. If they use the common files, then they will have those sounds. And look at that lighting on those what do you call these huge things, the things that carry the container. That looks so majestic, doesn't it? Even at night. Love it. Love the lighting. Yeah, I think DirectX 11 improved the lighting a bit as well. I heard they improved the reflections a bit with DirectX 11. I'm guessing, yeah, even lighting was affected. Man, that's scary. Look at the rear cam. We are very close to the borders. Oh, and this is where we park. Okay, thank you for not making me reverse in. But even this one is tricky actually, because this is this requires you to be at the right angle mostly. Let's take it slow. Let's hope that I had enough space moving in here, otherwise I wouldn't know what I'd do. Right, looks good. Yeah, this looks like a very easy parking, but if you don't place yourself properly, if you don't turn ahead of time, it will be very bad. It will be very difficult to, like, if I miss this, how would I turn around? Right. There we go. Now we can detach these Kenworth trucks. I wonder where they will be shipped. That would be interesting to know. 374 miles. We were not late. Imagine that. And all that stuff, we got 36k just for 300 miles. That is like, yeah, long distance, high value, fragile, urgent, all the stuff you can think of. That is amazing, and they're still here. Great. Well, I love that trip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. Let's end it here, shall we? Thank you for staying with me and listening to me babble. We made it in one piece, so I guess that's worth it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Please don't forget, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends and all that stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and catch you in the next episode. Alright? Thanks and bye-bye. Clumsy Trucking. See you in the next one.